It's time for another edition of Wake Up the Echoes, presented by TireRack.com. I'm your host, Tony Simeone. So happy to have you with us for a men's basketball show. And don't cry because it's over. Smile because it happened. It's our final men's basketball show of the year. But what a perfect time for it, because this past weekend, that was as fun of a win as I've seen Notre Dame men's basketball have this year. Might be their best win. There's a couple other good ones out there you can debate, but the overtime victory against NC State at home, an added layer, it was during senior day. Just great to see that group get a big-time win against a really good NC State team that I think is tournament-bound, very likely tournament-bound. They did a great job battling back. They were down 7 in the final 2 minutes, I think. Get it to overtime. Cole Serta was awesome. Jalen Harrelson was awesome. They were all awesome, honestly. And just a great performance from them. So we talked to head coach Micah Shrewsberry, checked in with him for the final time this year, and got a sense of where this team is positioned as they try to make a run here in March. Also, keep an eye out for some special headwear we might be sporting throughout the episode. And then later, Carson Towt and MacLellan, two guys that were honored during those senior day festivities. They've been just great additions to this program, graduate transfers. Talked to them about all kinds of stuff. Honestly, they've made a huge impact. You can tell with the program. Some terrific storyline time. I won't waste too much time going into all of it because we will cover it. But Carson Towt needs to be on Traitors. It's just a fact. If you're watching Traitors, you know what I'm talking about. You'll see it from the moment we get into the topic. He should be on Traitors. We're going to push for it. I'll back channel any way I can to get him on that show because I think he is perfectly designed. I don't know if he'd be a traitor or a faithful. That's a good question. I'll think more about that, but he'd be good on that show. So we will chew on that a little bit. And one of these years, I'm hoping we'll see Carson Towt on Traitors. Before we get to the episode, Tire Rack doesn't just sell tires. They test them on the road and on their test track. Learn how the tires you want tackle evasive maneuvers, drive and stop in the rain, or just handle the everyday commute. Go to TireRack.com to see the results, tire ratings, and consumer reviews. TireRack.com is the way tire buying should be. All right, let's get down to business and talk to head coach Micah Shrewsberry. All right, Coach Shrews, great to see you. Let's first just check in. How's life going in the boot right now? How are things? That's a tough situation. How are you doing?
Yeah, I'm doing okay. Getting along, figuring things out day by day. And, once the season's over, then we'll kind of start the rehab process.
Okay.
But I think we do mass the night before every game.
Okay.
Right. Father Pete comes in and does mass in the locker room for our team. And at the end, he always gives these medals. And it's a different saint each time. And he kind of gives you the meaning of the medal and what that saint has done. And, he kind of always ties it into team or basketball, whatever it may be. And I think at the end of this situation here, there's got to be a medal for Saint Molly Shrewsberry.
Oh, she's
because she is
working overtime.
She is working double time right now. So I got to give her a special shout out because I need a lot of help right now. And she's been right there for me.
This is one of those other duties as assigned in the vows, right?
Yes.
When you took the oath.
Absolutely.
Okay. Well, best of luck with all that. Obviously, that's tough. And yes, shout out to St. Molly. Another surprise for you. Okay. This is Wednesday, and it's up to you. I'm going to give it to the guys and get to do. They got headbands they're giving away on Wednesday for the final home game against Stanford. Do you want one? I'm going to put this on and wear it for the rest of the show. You can have one. You can have one, and you put it on if you want. I'm going to get in my, Carson's got the. Is he headband? It's like hair tie kind of, right? He has the band going, or
it's a little bit of both.
Yeah.
But it's a great great symbolism.
Yeah.
For Carson.
What's the Oh, just a good branding for him. Yeah. It's like he just sticks out. Yeah, how do I look?
Keeps his hair. I don't know if either one of us are going to look good in these. But I'm going to do it anyway.
This is why Coach Shrews is the best, because you will play along with a bit.
I'm with you, man.
Yeah.
I'm all about the team.
Man, you know what? First of all, Under Armour front and center. Shout out to Under Armour for all they do. I feel right now like, well, boot aside, we could be in the backcourt right now. I feel all of a sudden so much more athletic.
I look, not going to lie, when you put that headband on, thought you were Jason Terry there for a second.
Jason Terry. Seattle's finest, I think, right? Wow. Okay, so all right, so I got the whiteboard. Let's just do it. I'm gonna have it. These guys will have different people than us, but I want to go all headband team with you.
Okay.
You just thought Jason Terry. That's a good one.
Yeah.
Let's go. Why don't you give me? I'll put that there for it. Why don't you give me 4 guys that come to mind? Wow, Jason Terry. You can have that. You stole that one. I'm gonna go way back with one, but. Okay. This is, if I'm going to be honest, this is definitely not a top 4. This is a 4.
This is, yeah.
Oh, wait.
And this is,
I'm going to change it up here. Yeah. And we're going to go with, okay. I'm ready. I've got my 4.
I'm just going to leave Jason Terry on there.
Yeah.
Sorry, said it.
Sure.
And then the other 3, I don't know. One of them's kind of.
You start. You go with who you got.
Okay.
Who you got here?
1.
Why don't you turn and just show that camera real quick? Yeah, let's see. Oh, geez.
LeBron James.
We're on the same wavelength a little bit. Okay.
LeBron James.
I left LeBron off. That's a miss. Yeah.
I believe Wilt Chamberlain used to wear a headband.
Did Wilt wear a headband? Wow.
If I can remember pictures.
Okay. I'm kind of seeing it. I think you're right.
Wilt Chamberlain.
That's a good one. 2 good players.
This is just for fun purposes. Darius Miles and Quentin Richardson.
I got Quentin Richardson right there.
Just because they would always,
antennas up.
Yeah.
You know, when I was probably 7 years old, they had like a 6-month run, and it was just like we were doing this every day on the playground.
Yeah, it was great culture. And then I just already said Jason Terry just because you reminded me of him. Your sweet jumper, the headband.
That's right. The Seattle roots.
It was all there. Yeah, Seattle roots.
Seattle, right?
He is, yeah.
Is he Rainier Beach? I don't know if he's Rainier Beach.
I don't know.
Might be Garfield. Okay, I Quentin Richardson, so we're on the same page there.
Yeah.
I'm going back to Shamond Williams.
Oh, yeah.
Shamond was like had a great Carolina career, but backup guard with the Sonics, so doing the Seattle thing. I didn't know. Did Jason Williams, White Chocolate, did he wear a headband?
I think he did.
Yeah. Now, I'm trying to see. I think when he lost his hair, he might have worn it. I don't know. I went with Ben Wallace. And I went Ben Wallace kind of, and I'm going to talk to Carson and Matt MacLellan later today. I want to ask them kind of I'm not going to go headband with them. I want to go like gritty, non-shoot first bigs. And Ben Wallace came to mind as he's on the headband team and that list. So
he fits a lot of lists.
Yeah, there's a lot of lists. Honestly, excellent player. Really, I think he gets maybe overlooked because of he doesn't score all that much. But he was awesome for those teams.
Rasheed Wallace also headband.
Was he that guy? There's more headbands out there than you realize.
There's a lot of headbands.
They kind of blend in.
Yeah, that's
Did you ever wear one when you were playing?
No chance. No.
Yeah.
No, my high school coach, probably my college coach, neither one. No chance they were allowing us to wear headbands.
Really? Kind of like you can't stand out. We're all one unit.
We were all as one.
Yeah.
I'd wear a T-shirt underneath, right? That's probably about all we could get away with in high school.
Okay. Wow. We could go all day on these. Okay. So I was talking to Scott on the broadcast. NC State noticed a lot of them, they had undershirts. Your team doesn't wear a lot of undershirts. And I can't remember who it was. Someone had a long sleeve on. So you wore a T-shirt is what you
T-shirt.
went with.
Yeah.
Do you know what's gone away? Is the cutoff shirt. Like 20 years ago, it was like the cutoff kind of baggy shirt. That was a nice look.
Now they're kind of making them
yeah.
cut off, right? Yeah. It's not the same.
No, you cut it off, and it's such a good.
Yeah.
Let's talk about the game the other day. That was, from my vantage point, so fun to watch. See your group get a win. Obviously, I know you guys wanted, but what did it mean to have senior day? Everyone kind of get honored before the game, and then to come back that way. It had to mean a lot to you in that whole locker room.
Yeah, no, it was fun. You have senior day on Saturday, right? So it allows the families of those seniors to be there. And I told those guys, like, you want to give everything you got to give them a chance to get that win on that day, right? It's a special day for them. And I actually told them, like, pregame talk. I was like, what inspired me for this and for them was, so I went back to just the great poet, Tupac, and threw some lyrics out there from a Tupac song.
Can you want to lay it on me here? What was it?
This is old Tupac, so this is not the the popular ones, right? This is probably a little bit earlier, but if my homies call, right? It's great lines within that of basically him saying, I drop it all for y'all. When my homies call, like
if my homies call, I drop it all for y'all.
It's like everything is that. And that's like what we were going to do for those guys, how we were going to play. Like we were going to lay it on the line for those 3 seniors. And 5, right? Because Danny and Justin.
They had great support in the crowd too. It was awesome to see.
Everything those guys have done for our program, this team, everything else, like we wanted to kind of lay it on the line for those guys. And I felt like that's what we did.
It felt like guys were playing that way. I want to talk about Jalen twofold. The one play that sticks out to that is I thought the defensive play. I've watched it a couple times now where he goes on the end line, tips the ball to himself, and then dives out of bounds to save it. Truly, that's 100% effort. He played so well in the second half coming back. Just like, what's it been like coaching him this year? I feel like he maybe flies under the radar a little bit in the conference because the conference is really good. He's had an awesome year. He's like 3rd or 4th in freshman scoring in conference play. Just what's it been like to have him on the team this year?
Yeah, he's such a great kid. He's got an unbelievable spirit. He cares about the team. And he's really like, as he's still continuing to learn, he's still getting better. And like, he still has, like, he hasn't reached the point yet where like, all right, I'm good here. And this is who he's going to be for the rest of his career. Like he's still getting better from game to game, from week to week. And, he's really competing. He's playing hard. He wants to win. He hadn't done anything in a while with being hurt. And he just played so hard. He was gassed. He was so tired during that game, but just kept fighting through it and made such big plays for us down the stretch.
I can't remember if it was Coach Getter that told us, or maybe it was somebody after the game that he also may have told someone in the locker room the reason he made that diving play is because Coach Freeman was nearby. He wanted to put some defensive back skills on display. Can you confirm that that's what he was trying to do on that play? Or?
Yeah, it looked like it. Yeah, he really looked like it. I'm sure. Coach Freeman's sitting there like, man, I could, maybe sub out Leonard Moore and put this guy, Jalen Harrelson, in.
He needs more corners.
Was first thought.
And then let's talk about Cole a little bit. I knew Cole Serta was a good player, good shooter last year. And I think, you always try to project what's this guy going to be like. The jump he's taken offensively here in his second year has been unbelievable. He's, I think, averaging like 22 in his last 7 games, something like that. How has he evolved? You talked about him pregame a little bit, but just like the performance and like where it stacks up. I think he's like second in the conference in 30+ point games in an incredible conference. Just has he even maybe exceeded your expectations, or is this what you thought he could be when you brought him in?
Yeah. You always think that with these guys, you don't know when it's going to hit, like when it's going to click. And, the more opportunity that he's gotten, the better he's been. You always know that he's going to be really good in tight pressure moments, right? Because like nothing really phases Cole. His confidence doesn't waver. He's not scared of the moment. So when you get down to crunch time, winning time, he's a guy that you can run plays for.
Yeah.
Because he wants to take those big shots and wants that moment. So, he's been great in how he's finding different ways to score, how he's attacking the rim, right? He's having a great year from the free throw line. So now he's getting there a lot more by attacking closeouts. People have to guard him really all the way out to the logo or he'll shoot it. And now that's opening up more room for him to attack off the bounce and everything else. So, I think he's had a really good year. He's had an unbelievable stretch here in February. And you just want to see him just keep growing, keep getting better and better, which he can do.
We're going to have Carson and Matt on later, but I do want to just maybe hear from you what they've meant to this program just in a short amount of time here. Carson, I think, has done a great job of, like you said, because like he's got a brand on campus now. Everyone kind of is drawn to him on campus. What's it been like to have him as a part of this group this year? What's he really brought to your team?
I think he's such a positive guy. Just his positivity, like he's like the Pied Piper, and like you see all the other guys kind of follow in behind in what he's doing. But yeah, his energy, his spirit, his competitiveness, how hard he plays. But then off the court, he's set a good example of, when we were with the Celtics and we had young guys, right, Tatum and Brown and those guys, like Al Horford set an example of professionalism and like how do you handle your business off the court to be able to play at a high level on the court every single night. And Carson does the same thing, and how he eats, how he takes care of himself, like what he does is setting a great example for these young guys to say, man, how does he play this hard every single game? It's like what he does before the game and what he does leading up to it allows him to be able to do that.
Yeah, it's interesting because effort's not always in the moment, right? It's like in all the preparation to let you have the ability to make those efforts. And then Matt is somebody who, I mean, every time he's got on the floor, he seems to kind of cash in on his opportunities. And I've heard guys kind of rave about his locker room presence as well, but he comes from NAIA and it feels like he fits right in with this group as well.
Yeah. I mean, think about this. Like, last year this kid's playing against Spring Arbor. Mm-hmm. And this year he's scoring buckets against Duke in Carolina, right? Like it's such a cool story. But he is probably one of the best teammates you'll ever find. And, he wants to go on and play professionally after this, and he's going to be able to, right? Like he was 215 pounds when he got here. I think he's up to 240 now.
Wow.
More athletic, like has added to his skill, and, he can score the ball. Like he was, he scored almost 1,500 points or so in his college career. So, but like him as a teammate, he does whatever is asked of him from us in practice, in games, whatever it may be. And then you see him on off days, he'll come in and work out, but he'll bring a freshman like Tommy with him, and he'll do whatever the stuff is, whether they're working out with Coach Getter on Monday, then Tuesday may be an off day. He'll come in with Tommy and put Tommy through the same workout that Coach Getter put him through. So, like, some guys are thinking about themselves, and he's thinking about the team. He's thinking about the younger guys, and how does he help them?
Yeah, and also in such a short amount of time, right? Like he's here for this 1 year. It'd be easy to just think about yourself in 1 year, right? He's just met these guys and won't be on the team next year.
Well, Ryder, when he was here, he told the story of like,
that's right,
going to do cold plunge. Who was down to drive him? Matty Mac.
You need those guys on the team, man. The last one I want to get on is Kebajai. And I just, you coached for 4 years, made a point that he's your first guy to have for 4 years. I saw the DAP at midcourt. I'm always keeping an eye on that. I mean, you guys had a great embrace and had his family there. Just what's it meant to his season, of course, ends in a way that you never want to see anybody's season end. It's a bummer he couldn't be on the floor. What has he meant to this program, but just to you coaching him for 4 years?
Yeah. You used to take it for granted that when you recruit a kid, you're going to coach him for 4 years.
Yeah.
That's right now. It's unheard of, right? We just played against a guy from NC State that's been at 4 schools in 4 years, right? For, me to be able to coach, Keba for 4 years, albeit at 2 different schools, but coaching for 4 years is unheard of. And, you take basketball out of it. Like I've seen him grow from just an 18-year-old kid, right, to now, like just being a young man, and like how he's handling his business on the court, off the court, whatever it may be. And just so proud of his growth. Like, like he's going to graduate from the University of Notre Dame this spring. And he's going to be able to do some fantastic things in his life because of who he is as a person, because of the time that he's put in the classroom, on the court, whatever it may be. This situation here could have really just changed his life.
Yeah. Senior day is always great perspective reminder too. And so it's great to see all those guys that get the frame jerseys and then think about what's going to be next for them. Let's talk about the rest of the season though. 2 games left. Got the headband night on Wednesday against Stanford, late start, 9:00 start. So those are some of my favorite ones. Those games get weird. I like those. And then you go on the road, wrap up at Boston College. Just what do you want to see from this group getting towards the postseason? Obviously making the postseason, you can make a run. I think the mindset feels like, hey, let's just get in and make some noise. You never know what can happen. What's kind of your message to the group right now?
Yeah. I told our guys, like, we can finish this season however we want to finish it. Right. And it's really up to us. Like, let's not focus on anybody else, no team. Let's just handle our business and do what we're supposed to do. So let's use the momentum from Saturday and play the best that we can play on Wednesday, and just really just focus on that and just take it one day at a time, one game at a time, and see what we can do. But, I'm having a blast coaching these guys. Right? Yeah. Sometimes it's hard to do that in seasons that are, not the best, or struggles, turmoil. But I love being around these guys. I love coaching these guys. And, I don't want to stop doing that.
Yeah. I heard that in the press conference. I think it was after the Duke game. And it's easy to, after a game like that, not think that way. But when you have a group like the one you've got, it makes things more manageable. It's easier to move forward. I guess the last thing I have for before I let you go for the season, and you mentioned, and I was the same way. You were wrecked this morning knowing this is going to be our last show of the year. Yeah. Emotional always to see
it. Cried a couple times.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. And we'll cry after, obviously. The headbands are for. Wipe the tears. Just, this is now third year here coaching at Notre Dame. And I could kind of see it and hear it when you're talking about Kebajai. Like, he's going to graduate from Notre Dame. The results this year haven't gone the way you wanted to. You guys have had all kinds of adversity. But I get a sense from you, there's a ton of pride in being the head coach at Notre Dame and getting this opportunity to wake up and coach these guys every day. And then them having the opportunity to play here and ideally graduate from here. Just now that you're coming to the end of year 3, just what has the experience been like? What does it mean to you?
Yeah, it's, I'll tell you, people are frustrated, and it's not the season that we wanted, but nobody's as frustrated as I am.
Sure.
Right. I don't think anybody cares as much as I do about this. And my job here, and every day I'm thinking about this, is to help these young men here kind of change their lives and what they're doing, and put them on a path to be successful in whichever way possible. Right. If I got professional aspirations, let's try and do our best to put you in position for that. And then let's do what we need to do in the classroom and in this Notre Dame community to set yourself up for a lot of success once the ball stops bouncing for you, right? For everybody, it's going to be at different times. So when it does, that's what Notre Dame can do for you, and that's how it can help you, right?
Yeah.
So I'm thinking about that, and that is my number one goal right there, is to help these young men that have said, we want to come here and we want to be a part of this, right? Number 2 is, we want to get this back to where it should be. And every day when I wake up, I think about, the alumni that have played here, the guys that have, put a lot of time in on the Joyce Center court, and what they deserve to see. And every day, that's my main thought, is to get this back and get this program back there. And we are working at it, and it's going to happen.
Yeah.
Believe me, it's going to happen. And we're making steps to do that every single day.
I'm excited to see it happen. Coach, thanks as always for stopping by here. Good luck with the rest of the season. And if you're having trouble getting through the rest of the day, knowing this is it, you just give me a call, and we can cry together on the phone if that's what it takes.
Yeah, I'm gonna cut the cameras off quickly, please.
Carson Towt, Matt MacLellan, welcome to the show. How do you guys like it here? It's a pretty good spot, right?
In this actual
in the set.
Oh yeah, she's beautiful.
Yeah,
it's my first time in here. I've only ever been on the other side.
The trophy up there, we got lots of good things.
You got the ACC trophy, you got the Heisman. I mean, how many times have you been in the same room as the Heisman?
That's a real Heisman trophy?
Where's that?
That's a real Heisman trophy.
Whoa.
Do we know what year that one is for?
It's incredible.
Looks old. It's got a couple chips in it.
Yeah, I mean, that's the real deal.
Wow.
This is the spot to be.
Yeah, beautiful.
Okay, we're going to cover a lot, but this is our Tell Me a Story segment presented by our great friends at Yeti. Before we get into that, can I interest either of you guys in a Coke product, which includes Topo Chico, Dasani water?
I'll take a Topo Chico.
100%.
Yeah. What do you want?
Topo Chico would be good.
So have you guys had Topo Chico before? I saw your eyes light up, Carson.
I know he's a big Topo Chico
I'm a big
guy.
sparkling water guy.
We're going to bond. So let me give you my theory. Why don't you start? Why do you like Topo Chico?
Oh, yeah, here it is.
Well, yeah, the minerals. I'm a big kind of geek with health stuff.
Yeah, we're gonna get into that.
Yeah. So I like water that has more minerals and, you know, less toxins and, you know, contaminants.
Wow.
So I'm sure Topo Chico's up there.
Yeah.
It's good mineral water.
Way better reason than me. You've had Topo Chico before?
Yeah. I mean, I don't have all the, you know, reasons he does. I just think it's good. But yeah,
Just likes it.
it's
Just
like
the way it hits the
old
lips.
stuff. Yeah.
So I have a theory that these bubbles are the biggest bubbles in the carbonated water game. Like when you try it, you can see them.
I can see them right
They're
now.
floating.
Yeah.
We won't name any of their competitors, inferior competitors, but
Much worse.
way smaller. Look at those things.
Yeah.
Those things are gigantic. You can see them floating around. That's incredible.
Yeah,
So
they're almost like.
Yeah.
Enjoy
it while it goes down the hatch. Yeah, really good stuff. Okay, so you guys enjoy those Topo Chicos. While I got a couple things for you here. So first things first, let's get you guys on the right page. So Wednesday night, last home game. So we got senior day out of the way. Great win the other day.
Thanks.
Now it's time to kind of focus on the headbands. They're giving these out. I'm going to give you guys a headband. First 300 students, I'm told, get a headband. You can wear it if you want. Sorry. I've worn mine. Shrews has worn his. I think this is kind of inspired by your look, Carson. Where did that come from?
My hair was getting too long. I haven't got a haircut.
I've had that same problem, man.
I've got a haircut since.
Why is everyone laughing?
When's the last time I got a haircut?
Not since you've been here, right?
Well, not a fade, but you know, I grew it out. I've never grown my hair out like this, so I grew it out over summer.
I've seen the old headshots.
Yeah, just like short hair. I would get fades, and then it got too long. It started getting in my eyes. I'm like, I got to do something about this. But it's a little bit of like a transition period where you become like a headband's a big thing, and you gotta know. So I threw it on one practice. Well, first I threw it on the locker room. I was like, kind of getting the feel, like, yo, this looks kind of good, right? And they're like, yeah, it looks good with the mustache. Like, I was trying to feel it out. You never know how you look. You look like an idiot. Some people probably still look like an idiot. But I got some good feedback. So then I rocked in the game. We won that. I think we won like 2 in a row, and everyone was loving it. So I kept it. My hair just kept getting longer.
Yeah,
I got to figure something out because it keeps getting. Now it's actually like I got it out of my eyes for a few months, and now it's kind of creeping over the headband back into my eyes.
That's a real issue. You just get a trim.
You think so?
If it's getting in your
buzz cut.
Yeah, go buzz.
Yeah, maybe I'll buzz cut.
Join the family.
Maybe I'll go. Yeah, maybe I'll go.
Come on home
for the headband.
Yeah, we floated that idea, buzzing it. You know, go blonde or something. Just really change it.
Oh, I mean, you got postseason. You know, like the hockey guys grow the beards. You could do something the teams could do.
Beards?
Like hockey beards, like playoffs. The guys don't shave until they get knocked out.
Yeah.
So you guys could do like a
postseason.
Now that we're in March, maybe it's like a March mustache, or March something. Yeah.
March, cut all your hair off.
Like, everyone goes buzz cut.
Yeah,
have you ever gone with a headband?
I've done the thin little headband. You know, just
I
had the same issue.
Kinda.
Same issue, just hair getting too long. But no, I've never had the full Ben Wallace style here.
All right, so you guys really not going to put them on with me right now?
Dude, I'll put it on right now.
I mean, no,
I was like, Shrews did it. Like, these guys would do it. We look ridiculous. Now, the thing I find about the headband, and maybe you're talking about this, Carson, it's kind of squeezing my head a little bit as I put it on for the first time. It's just a different feel. I'm sure you get used to it, but do you have to get used to playing with it? Like the way you know, obviously it helps with the hair, but it does seem like it's a different feel.
Well, it slides up a little bit too.
How high do you put it here? I mean,
I just go to where there's.
You're just
perfect. You might.
You think I'm a headband guy?
Wow.
You see that?
That's a good look, actually.
This could be big. You might have to get this going.
Yeah, I kind of
got to see myself. Yeah, there we go.
I got to pull it down. Oh yeah, you look good.
It's
you might be a more headband guy than me.
No,
Carson looks. No offense, Carson looks the best.
Yeah, he does.
No. But look he's got the. We make fun, not fun. Like it's the most beautiful thing on him. He's got a perfect curl coming right over the Under Armour sign right now. So he's got his curly hair.
Yeah.
I mean, that is a big bonus.
Hey, let me just tell you guys this. Everything's going through my head right now. Just enjoy it while you got it. I don't know how long you're going to have it, but like do it. Like you're saying, you're saying like, I actually would caution against the buzz just because that's going to be a month or so. You don't have much hair.
Don't have hair.
And this is now a lifetime. So like just while you have it, like what you're doing is great.
Yeah.
Like if I could go back, I would do what you did. I was like buzz cut my whole life, grew my hair out like right after I graduated college. And I'm telling you, I could go find the photos for about 2 years there. It was looking incredible.
Yeah. You're always showing people those photos, huh?
Like my Venmo profile pic is still, I'm like, I'm never changing this. Like 24 years old. Like look ridiculous. But so just, think twice before you take it off because it might not come back next time.
Yeah,
that's good advice.
Just had long hair too. Matt McClellan, shout out.
You used to have long hair?
I said Jesus.
Jesus.
Oh yeah, sure.
So anytime someone tells you cut your hair, and Jesus had long hair too.
Yeah,
so.
you're just trying to emulate. Exactly. Okay, tell me a story. You guys came with a couple stories, right? I think it's about what's yours about, Matt? Why don't you just lay on your story and we'll just go.
But
Let's just go. So yeah, my story is about our Cali trip. Obviously when you play the games in Cali, you're there a little bit longer. We were there over break, so no school to, worry about there in Cali. In between our Stanford game and Cal game, we had, New Year's Eve, but obviously not able to, celebrate with your family or whatever. So we just made sure everyone was together for New Year's Eve, like in our, team room at the hotel. Made sure everybody was together. Our Dobo Bo, shout out. He like brought lots of games, like card games. These guys were playing Settlers of Catan, like the most intense I didn't even know what was going on, but like everyone was watching Settlers of Catan. It was so intense.
I think that was the same flight out where there was a big euchre game on the plane too. Right?
There was lots of euchre games going on. That's more my forte. He was getting in some big arguments on Settlers of Catan. And then the biggest game of them all was the big Mafia game.
Yeah, so help me understand the rules here, because Coach mentioned this to me. Like, how does it go again? Is it like Traitors? Am I way off on that or no? I could be way off.
I'm not familiar with Traitors, but there's a lot of different names for it and stuff. But basically, you've got your group of 15 or whatever people you have. You designate a few people as Mafia, like one person as a detective, one person as a doctor. But basically, the Mafia are trying to get rid of everybody else. Everybody else is trying to find out who's.
This is Traitors. You guys got to watch Traitors on Peacock. You got to watch it. That's the show.
Okay,
it's incredible.
They made a show out of it.
Yes. So it's like 20 people show up to a mansion. They're all faithfuls or not part of the Mafia.
Sure.
First night, they all blindfold them. The host picks 3 people, and then every night they, banish somebody, and then the people are trying to find them and vote somebody out, and you're trying to vote them out before the Traitors get you.
Yeah.
Incredible stuff. I'm telling you.
Honestly,
now I'm just looking at Carson. Looks like he could maybe be on Traitors. We should maybe pump that.
Yeah. We could get you on Traitors.
Yeah.
100%. Maybe. Yeah.
Is it a reality?
Yeah.
Maybe?
It's
like Survivor almost.
Exactly. And some
It's
people
weird you haven't been on reality TV yet. Feels like
you feel like a guy that would have been on a reality TV show. By
I got some of the creepy ones, like the island ones. You don't want to go to any of those islands.
Don't, rule number 1 of reality TV: don't end up on an island.
That's where you don't want to, unless it's Survivor. I'd go to Survivor.
Yeah,
but like the Love Islands and stuff, you just can't do.
So a lot of the people that end up on Traitors, they kind of cut their teeth on Love Island, and then it's like, hey, let's get Rob from Love Island to come give it a shot at Traitors. It's kind of like a breeding ground.
So that's like Traitors is like the graduation though. Like that's where you go.
I think right now this group over here could probably say yay or nay, but I think right now Traitors is like
it's top
towards
level?
the top right now.
Wow.
Yeah, like Survivors, OG.
You guys all watch Traitors?
Yeah, they're all in on it. Wow.
It's a big Traitor Fest. Why don't we get invited to the Traitor Fest on Wednesday nights or whatever it is? This is nuts.
Lots of Mafia background, and I mean
that's interesting.
A lot of people would debate on whether he's a good Mafia player.
So what's your strategy in Mafia then?
He is very vocal. He is taking control of the group, no matter whether he's right or wrong, and he's picking up on the littlest things. Like if you blinked wrong, he's gonna tell everyone that you blinked wrong, and he will persecute you for it. He's right some of the time, certainly.
Probably most of the time.
He would say most, but when he's wrong, I mean, he's gonna derail the whole game.
I'd say I shoot about 75% from being right or wrong, though. Like I'll if we all got to wake up at the same time, I'll wake up and I'll just go just dart around the room, just look at eyes.
Yeah,
and if I see you if there's not so you got to wake up if you're the Mafia, right?
Yeah.
So your eyes are a little less sleepy. So I see a little less red.
Yeah.
I'm on to you.
All right, 2 things. I have to do this. We're good friends. Okay. First of all, we got to cut whatever that was about him looking at somebody, and that's your reel, because this is what, like on Traitors, you look, someone blinks the wrong way, it's like they're a traitor, and you want them out.
Oh,
you'd fit right in. Fit right in.
Serious.
And what you're telling me,
this is good.
And this is where we're, I'm a trust tree here. You're saying you shoot 75% when you get them out, so you're a better Traitor player than free throw shooter.
Oh yeah. Okay. I mean, here's the thing about free throws though. Like Yeah, and I don't know, what am I shooting this year?
33%,
super high.
33. Yeah.
At least going into the last game, and you missed a couple, right?
Yeah, and here's the thing about that. I think Shaq had a quote one time, like, and I was 50% earlier in my career, like 1 for 3, we're still doing pretty good. Like
You'd be a great baseball
in
player.
the grand scheme of things, man.
In the grand scheme,
You're a Hall of Fame third baseman, but that percentage.
Exactly. So it's all relative.
yeah, that's how you got to think about it.
Yeah, Shaq's was like, I make them when they count.
Yeah.
And he was kind of right. I was watching the 2002 game against the Kings. Was it the Robert Ory game? You guys are how old are you guys in 2002? You might.
I was
Bulls
born.
won.
So you know the big shot, Bob, the Robert Ory three?
Yeah.
Shaq made some super clutch free throws in that game, and that was kind of to your point.
Yeah.
If he doesn't make those free throws, we have no Robert Ory shot.
Yep.
So, yeah,
It's good history lesson.
yeah, good history. What's your story? What'd you come with?
Oh man, so we're in Vegas for the Players era, and I room with Luke Devine, our freshman. Yeah, shout out Luke. And it was maybe the second night we were there. I think we had already played a game or something, and we had film, and I think we all went up to the rooms. It's probably like 9 or 10 at night, and we're all kind of just chilling, getting ready for bed, and we just hear this like sound outside. Just like, dude, it sounded like a helicopter. Just, and I swear it went on for like, you hear it, and we kind of looked at each other like, yo, what is that? He was in his bed over there. I'm over here. And I was like, yo. And so we noticed it right away, and then it just kept going. And, it goes on. Things usually just go away, and you don't think anything of it. It just kept going. So it goes on like a minute, and I'm like, I ran over to the I'm 24. He's 18. Okay, so we got a good dynamic. We got a good dynamic in there. Like that's my son.
Yeah.
And I go over to the window, and they were all the blinds were drawn. So I'm like trying to. You remember that window too?
Yeah,
it had these like
complicated.
Yeah, you don't know which way to go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You start pulling, it's going down.
Yeah, so it's going down. But I think there were like 3 layers too. Anyone that went to Vegas, there were like
blackout
3
curtain,
layers.
yeah.
Yeah.
The thing.
So I'm getting like 3 different layers going on, trying to get it open, and this thing's getting louder. And I'm like, yeah, I can't get it open. So I end up just like lifting the thing up, and I swear we saw smoke and shrapnel falling. Like you could see the burn embers on the shrapnel falling from the sky, and I'm like, you gotta get the hell out of here. So he sees it. He's freaking out. Like I said, he's 18. He's seeing his 24-year-old, like,
Dad.
big bro. Yeah, dad, maybe.
Dad's freaking out.
Yeah. And I'm like, we gotta get the hell out of here, dude. And you can see his face. You know how Luke is. Luke's just kind
he
of like
gets very anxious.
Yeah, so he's already like kind of on edge kind of guy. He's like, ugh. He had no shirt on. He's like, I put a shirt on. I put shoes on. I'm like, no, just slip on your shoes and let's get the hell out of here. And so we rush out and I swear on everything. I'm expecting to open the hotel.
Everyone's running to
Yeah, and I'm like, everyone's hearing this. Everyone's looking out the window, and it's like we're all darting down. And you walk outside, and it's like what's the rush of the bulls? Like in
running of the bulls.
Running of the bull. Like we're getting stampeded. We open the door, just quiet. But I'm like, we're the only ones who know. We still gotta
let
get out
everyone
of
know.
here.
Pulling fire.
Well, no, you would think he would be like calling us or something, like, guys, we got to get out of here. Like his teammates.
It's just all about him and Luke.
He didn't reach out to
anyone. He's about them.
Yeah, no.
2-man starter the next day if we didn't tell him. So maybe
you guys against Houston.
trying to help out Luke. Maybe hey, you're starting tomorrow, buddy. But he's like, then there's no one out there. He's like, should we go down the stairs? I'm like, no, let's just go on the elevator. It'll be quicker. You don't go down the elevator in an emergency situation. But
no, absolutely not.
Thought it'd be quicker because there's no one rushing down. I was like, maybe it's fine. So let's take the elevator. We thought we got stuck on the elevator, started making weird noises, whatever. We really think we're the only ones on this. And we end up going down the lobby. It's all peaceful in the lobby. And I'm like, dude, okay, something's going on here. We go outside, and there is smoke, and there is shrapnel all over the ground.
Shrapnel's a strong word, but yeah.
It was
Dust.
cardboard, burnt cardboard all over the ground.
Shrapnel's generally metal based.
Yeah,
that's the thing.
That's
where
I
that's
true
use that
statement.
word. Yeah.
Okay, so
We'll check it during the break.
Yeah, let's change it to
Debris.
That's the word. That's what I was looking for. So there's debris falling,
Gotcha.
And so we're picking stuff up. I'm like sniffing it, and it's like burnt cardboard. I like the smell. You can smell. You can.
Yeah, I know what you got.
Yeah.
So bonfire.
Yeah. So it was burnt, and I'm like, okay, we were on to something here. I don't know what happened up there on the rooftop, but we're right,
Yeah.
and these people are wrong, and I still think we're right to this day.
Oh, wait. So we don't get an answer.
Yeah, or no, there is an
unsolved
answer.
mystery?
There is an answer.
We
Are we going to
eventually
tell them the answer?
We eventually got an answer. There was some sort of fireworks show
Yes, they're
on the roof of the hotel.
Yes.
But I looked up the roof to see if, is there someone doing anything on the roof? There wasn't a rooftop. So they must have had like one of those.
They shot fireworks off
the
roof
top of the hotel.
Yeah. And
Where's
who
the
does that
helicopter?
at 10 o'clock
Where's
at
the
night
hell-
when
There
there's
was no
no
helicopter involved at any point.
Where did the helicopter come from? It's gone now.
the loud noises
I
could have
got you.
been anything.
It sounded like a helicopter.
Yeah, and you always got to be on edge. Yeah,
But you didn't see
who does that? Who lights off fireworks? And we're in the middle of who lights off fireworks for Thanksgiving?
You know what? Like, if we get this to the right people, Reddit thread, and then, like, I was in Vegas on Friday, November 29th.
Mhm.
I heard that too. They're not
Yeah.
telling us everything.
and okay, so here's where the helicopter came from. I should have included this in the beginning.
Yeah.
F1 was going on that night. We literally walked to it, and there were helicopters going through the hotels like nobody's business. I mean, they were just flying
there were
through.
lots of helicopters.
Oh,
where
they weren't
this is true.
helicopters, and there weren't people in the hotels. Like they were in some movie. They thought they were in a movie, and it looked like a movie. I mean, they probably nicked half the hotels. So I thought they might have nicked us right above us.
The
And I thought we were
part of this is he still thinks he's right for every
Right.
action he did in this whole.
Yeah.
Like he doesn't think he's in the wrong. Like
It's
we're in the wrong for
frustrating
not
stuff.
evacuating.
Yeah.
It's-
Wow, that's a lot to digest.
Yeah. So I was telling the story the next day at breakfast. Everyone was laughing. I've told the story at least 10 times. It's probably the 11th.
It's good. You're good storyteller.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Appreciate that.
Thank you for telling me that story.
Yeah.
We are going to take a break, but I just got to come back to like that conviction you have served you well on Traitors. Like he's a traitor. We're getting him out tonight, and that's what this show is all about. So I look forward to seeing you on season 8 of Traitors.
8. Wow.
Yeah. So I think that's when you can call your shotting on the show.
I'll be there.
We'll take a break and come right back.
Sir.
Great story, Carson. Really enjoyed it. Matt, great story as well. I think we still look pretty good with the headbands. Do you think who would we pick up for our group if we needed 5 to run with somebody right now? Who are the 2 guys we're picking up?
In the
Tough to
headband?
say.
We're
Yeah,
just
it could be
going
any-
off who would look good in the headband?
Yeah, look good in a headband and help us run 5s against somebody right now.
Yeah, I mean, definitely you two, right?
Yeah.
I need 2 more. I need 2
Yeah.
more. Running 5s.
Oh, we need.
Yeah, take someone from the team.
Oh, who else are we
Take
taking?
me a coach. I'll take
Yeah.
Grady. I mean,
Oh, yeah. I mean,
Grady's a
Grady's a good
probably
pick.
good in the headband.
Yeah,
Probably
Grady
like
Eifert.
flowing
Yeah.
right over the.
Yeah.
Little, yeah, kind of like that.
Cole Serta needs a headband. I think
Wow.
wow.
he's got the.
I wouldn't
going.
mess with what's going on right now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it would. You know what it would do? It would cover up his fade and the little mullet action,
Mm,
the little modern mullet.
you're right. It would.
He
get
does have an
away.
interesting hair thing going on.
Yeah,
It's new.
yeah,
right?
it is new.
He's
You don't like it.
no. He loves.
Oh, you
he's
love
the inspiration.
Yeah, I love it.
He's encouraged everyone on our team to
I get the
let-
sense.
let the back cheddar go.
It's called cheddar. I mean,
Yeah.
Back cheddar.
back cheddar.
Yeah, I just start growing that out.
You can
Yeah.
have some unbelievable back cheddar.
That'd be pretty nice.
There you
'Cause
go.
it's pretty
Yeah.
thick back here still.
Yeah.
Like if I want to, we can let it go. It just
Yeah.
could be a nightmare situation.
Do you think does it get like curly and wavy?
Honestly, it's never even gotten close to that long.
Sad. He's
Maybe we
never
should
let
find
the
out.
cheddar go.
The back cheddar is really defined by how wavy and curly it can get.
Yeah.
Bad back cheddar is like straight cheddar. You don't want straight.
So I'm
cheddar.
getting the sense now. It's like Luke's your son. Cole's your little brother. You're guiding along like with the hair. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Gotcha. This is, by the way, our subject matter expert segment presented by the tire experts at TireRack.com. Shout out to them.
Shout out.
Subject matter: fantasy football.
Fantasy
So you want to
football.
lay it on me because
Yeah.
I fantasy like used to be so fun and now it's like I'm kind of over it.
Yeah, no, it's just a big thing in my family with my cousins and stuff. I'm in 6 leagues. I'm in 1 dynasty league, rest redraft. Yeah, a lot of research involved, a lot of YouTube videos, a lot of bragging rights.
So dynasty, you're like keeping guys for years.
Yeah, so dynasty, that's the one that if you're a real fantasy football fan, you gotta get going on the
So
dynasty.
who's the guy on your team that's been on it the longest? Like, do you have
So
someone?
we just this is only the 2nd year of it.
Oh, okay.
But I like really proud of my Drake May pick. That's been paying off for me in dividends. Obviously Josh Allen's been huge.
Yeah.
Um,
So like, are you waking up on like Tuesday and you're checking the waiver wire?
Yeah.
And you're seeing who's injured, checking injury reports. Are you in that
yeah.
deep?
Oh yeah. The waiver wire is where champions are made for sure. Because, your draft is important, but a lot of people get hyped up and ready for the draft. But then when it's week 7 and, maybe your team had a rough start, are you still ready on Tuesday to get that big waiver wire addition?
You have to, like, the fantasy football leagues are just always won by the guy that cares the most.
100%.
How it goes.
Yeah.
When was the first year you played fantasy football? How old were you?
I was actually just thinking about that. I can't remember how old I was. I'd have to Google it, but I know my first ever pick was rookie year Ezekiel Elliott. Yeah,
so 2015?
Yeah.
2014 maybe?
Yeah, I took him 8th overall.
That's a great pick. Too bad it wasn't a dynasty league.
Dude. And he had a huge year that year, though. His rookie year, he was, yeah. And so I think that's what hooked me. I was like, people were telling me, they're like, he's a rookie. I don't know. And then I was like, nah, I believe in him. He was really good at Ohio State. And I hated Ohio State, but I still took him. And
okay.
Yeah.
So this is what I think is a little bit unfair, is that, so you grew up playing fantasy football
Mm-hmm.
and like you've done every draft on your computer.
Yeah.
That's ridiculous. So like I grew up and literally
real
there's
board
a magazine
yeah.
and it's like I had to come to, high school, someone's basement with a magazine and it's like, okay, we're drafting these guys. Well, you can get to like the 3rd round and I don't know, like Reggie Wayne is still there because we all forgot he was on.
Yeah.
You just get on there. The algorithms got it all set up. So like you almost pretty much don't have to pick because there's so much data and it's all automated that like they can kind of just pick for you.
This is true. Yeah, no, it is bad. That's what real ball knowers did.
Yeah.
Is you just had a list and like you had to know.
Let me give you a suggestion.
Yeah.
You unsolicited.
Yeah.
Take this back to your dynasty league. You say one of these years we're going to go off the grid.
Yeah.
No internet. We're going to just bring whatever materials you've prepared and we're going to draft. And if someone slips through the cracks, then so be it.
We've tried to push for this. It does get a little hard with people living in different places and stuff, to get everybody for a real draft.
Destination draft, like at Burning Man. You
Mm.
go out there, go off the grid.
Yeah.
And you just draft, you have to take your team back and like put it in. If you lose a paper slip of someone's name, they're not on your team.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We should have you be our league commissioner or something.
Okay. Send the league my way.
Yeah.
I'll straighten them out.
I want to get they'll be watching this. I want to get them to get that going.
Okay. Well, best of luck in your dynasty league.
Yeah. Appreciate that.
Yeah. Okay. Lay it on me. Holistic living is what we're talking about.
Yeah.
What's it all about? Tell me about what you're into, what guides you.
Yeah. I think I just try to live the purest, realist. I like real and whole. I just think that's what life is about. How can you have rich, present, beautiful moments? And I think being healthy and feeling good in those moments. Because you can't experience things to the fullest if you're not present and healthy. And I want to live a long life, so. I think that's kind of the framework, and then just how I get an edge too. I don't think I'm the most talented dude in the world, and I bloomed late, so I had to find ways to get an edge. I think energy is my edge. So what brings me more energy is kind of the big question I ask myself.
And so you found that like living this way, or really focusing on what you put in, real whole foods and minerals or whatnot, that helps you get that edge.
Oh yeah.
Okay. And so when did you start really focusing on this? Like at what point in life?
Yeah, probably early college.
Okay.
I got hurt in reading a book called Performance Without Pain, I think it's called. It's been a while. And the author basically went around the world to these different blue zones where they're centurions, they're living to like 100 plus. And she studied the way they lived, what they ate, their exposure to sunlight, their sleep patterns, their connection with the community. And what you find in these places they have all these things and they live that way, is that they live longer and richer lives.
I could probably talk to you like for 2 hours about this. What's like the one or two things then that you, from taking that all in, like implemented into your life that are also like the easiest for a teammate or a podcast host to drop into their life? It was just like, it's dietary X, Y, and Z, or it's sleeping this way. Like what are the easiest things that you implemented that were a big change?
I think my greatest investment has just been a really nice pair of blue light blocking glasses.
Blue light blocking glasses.
Yeah. Okay. Because we run off, humans are light based. Like you run off light. The same way we need sunlight to live. Your sunlight regulates your circadian rhythms, your sleep, your sleep hormones, and tells you when to go to sleep and stuff. So, it makes sense to me in the simplest way I can put it. I'm not a scientist. I kind of just listen to the guys who know what they're talking about. Blue light from your phones, your eyes are going to think it's daytime. You're awake. The simplest way to put it. So the more we can block that when the sun's going down, when humans are naturally supposed to wind down,
interesting.
The earlier I can go to sleep, the better sleep I can get, the more I can sleep, and then I feel better. I play better.
And you felt that, like once you instituted them, you were getting to sleep earlier, sleeping better and longer, and you trace it back to that.
Yeah.
Huh.
And that's like you said, I think that's low hanging fruit. You can just throw those on, and let's say I'm still on my phone before bed, which I try not to be, as closest to bed as possible. But if guys still are, or whoever still is, I think it can still help because you get to mediate some of those detrimental.
I've been I got a brick to lock the phone so you can't get into certain apps, but I'm still I got the light going through still, but it's less. I'm involved less. So maybe the next step is the glasses. Seriously, I think getting the phone out of the bedtime routine is like a huge challenge for probably 95% of the people listening to this. Everyone's just like, if you could just get it out of the room, it should be easy. And we don't do it. I don't do it. Okay, I got to make that fix. Okay, and then is there can you give me a dietary thing? Big thing that you found is helpful, useful, easy to follow, or what do you
I just try to eat. I've been through kind of the ringer with the different diets.
Sure.
And I think there's so much data you can find data for anything, right? And arguments for anything. But I think I feel best just eating whole foods and just real ingredients.
You cook for yourself a lot then?
Yeah, I cooked for myself a lot up until this year. This year I have less time with our schedule and then class.
Okay, before I let you guys go, I was going to ask about favorite headband guys. Is that the Shrews? I want to just ask about what this year's been like for both of you. It's always unique. You come into Notre Dame or any school, but this place for you guys, and you're here for a short time. And Coach kind of raved about the way you guys got into the locker room. Were great examples and have meshed. Just what's the Notre Dame experience meant for both of you? I'll start with you, Matt. But how's it lived up to the hype? Has it exceeded the expectations? And what have you maybe gotten out of this experience the most?
Yeah, that's a great question. Man, it's been everything I could have wanted. We just had, before senior night, Coach gave us a little opportunity to talk to the team, give a little speech to the team. And so just kind of thinking about that. And that's exactly what I was telling those guys. I'm just so appreciative of having this year. I grew up in the Midwest in the Detroit area, Catholic kid. And so even when I was a Michigan fan growing up, but when you're a Catholic kid in the Midwest, even if you're not a Notre Dame fan, you're kind of a Notre Dame fan, And so, and I have so many family members who are the same way. Right. And so I've had family members everywhere in the country who are trying to come to our games, to do anything they can to come to our games and stuff. And so it's meant so much to me, so much to my family. It's been incredible.
That's great. It's good to hear. What about you, Carson?
Yeah, man. Same as Matt, dude. It's been unbelievable. I thought of the kind of opportunity we got to talk to the team, kind of like he did. And I told those guys, we come in and we had 9-10 months here. You just don't know what you're walking into, how close the guys are. You got a taste of the staff on visit, but you don't really know too much about them. So you just don't know what you're stepping into. And I was kind of open to whatever that could be. And I was telling the guys, man, the relationships and bonds and moments we've had have just been so cool and rich and just beautiful memories. And really just stuff that's going to last a lifetime. And I know everyone probably says that, but who really means it? And this has been that for us. And I can't say enough about everyone I've met in South Bend, and from the restaurant owners and waiters and waitresses to the people checking me out at Whole Foods or freaking Sweet C, shout out Sweet C.
Who's Sweet C?
Janitor and
At Ross.
Shout
Yeah.
out.
shout out Sweetie.
Also trains people for the Bengal
Trains
bouts.
in the Bengal bouts,
Really?
man.
Yeah,
like
he's very involved here. He's a man.
just a dog. Yeah, like just so supportive. He'll come up on the baseline before games, and he's at every game, and
Yeah.
just
Love that.
through and through.
Yeah.
You know, like everyone's just all Notre Dame, all fighting Irish. It's a big family, and I'm blessed to be a part of that family, and God brought us here, you know, for a short stint, but something that we're going to come back to the rest of our lives and cherish.
Yeah, I'm envious of you guys. When you get to play basketball at Notre Dame, it's pretty cool. And the thing you said is so true. Like I talked to Coach Hughes about this. I try to talk to him about it every year, at least, that, you know, you guys want to win. You want to win more than you won this year. But like 30 years from now, you're going to be talking about the polar plunge that Ryder was telling me about, where you drove him up to Michigan, right?
Yeah.
You're going to be talking about the time you saved your son in Vegas from the helicopter. Right? Like those are the things. And obviously, you know, Notre Dame provides that vessel, and it's like the community that you're going to remember. You're going to remember Sweet C. Is that what it is?
Sweet C.
Yep, Sweet
Yeah.
C.
You're going to remember that way more fondly than any one play on the floor. And so it's cool to hear that perspective, and that you guys shared that with the younger guys, because it's easy to get caught up in like what's happening right now on the floor. It's like going to be so much bigger than that when you're looking back at these moments decades from now. So
100%.
good perspective. Yeah, guys, this was a great final men's basketball episode to end on. Thanks for coming by. Thanks for everything you did this year, and good luck rest of the way. Get hot in March. Okay.
Sure.
All right. Thanks again to Carson and Matt for stopping by the show. It was great to talk to them. Before we say goodbye for this week's edition of Wake Up the Echoes, it is time for our Ask the Host segment. You notice I lost the headband, had to pop the top, just wanted to let it fly free here for the final segment. So let's go on this journey together. We got a great question from Greg in LaPorte, Indiana. Thank you, Greg, for this question. A little inside baseball here. Heard you on basketball radio and then the hockey Peacock broadcast on Saturday. Sounds like a busy day. What's that like? Big weekend for the Irish. So let's start at the end. Huge weekend for the Irish. I mean, across the board, everywhere I looked, Notre Dame was winning. Whether it was women's basketball against Louisville, huge win. Men's basketball, of course, talked about it on this show. Overtime win against NC State. And then hockey on senior day, they beat Penn State in overtime. Two seniors, Sutter Mazzotti and Axel Kumlin, combined for the game-winning goal. Kind of like perfect stuff there at the end. So go all the way back. I, of course, am lucky enough to broadcast men's basketball on the radio and then Notre Dame hockey on Peacock. When those games are in the same town, like they were, and on the same day, it can create a potential schedule conflict because the basketball game was at noon and the hockey game was at 6. It's kind of perfect. So go in at 9 o'clock for shoot around with the team, interview Coach Shrewsberry. I went to the North Dining Hall. I got breakfast. I went to get a coffee across campus, walked back to the gym, get there at like 10:30. Everyone's favorite Scott Martin sits down with me. We broadcast the basketball game on the radio. It goes to overtime. So I'm like, oh, it might be a little tight on time, but the time, again, it's perfect. I know it's all going to work out. Call the game, get out of there around 2:45. I also am lucky enough to live about 8 minutes from home. So in the past, when it's been a really tight turnaround, I just bring my suit. I said, no, we'll go home. I actually got to go home, shower, hang out with my wife and son for about 40 minutes, change, got back in the car, drove to Compton, got there maybe around a little bit after 4, sit down, do the broadcast. Our producer, I'll give Carl Cathcart a shout out. He does an amazing job on the games. He's someone that works here at FIM behind the scenes as well. Wrapped it up with him, did a great job all year producing those shows. My broadcast partner, Steve Conroy, he's in the booth. You know, he does the game. We did the game the night before too. So it's 3 games, about 24 hours, which super fun. So we do the game. Notre Dame wins in a shootout. Like, just an incredible finish to the year for them. That, and again, they have not had the best year on the ice, but that was an awesome moment for them that, you know, those seniors are going to remember for the rest of their hockey lives. And now they're really starting to trend in the right direction. The last month and a half, they're actually playing really well. And they just beat the number 5 team in the country in Penn State. They're going to the Big Ten tournament at some point here to play a team that's probably similar to Penn State, if not Penn State. And all you got to do is beat them once and then another team, and you're in the Big Ten final. So I'm getting ahead of myself here. But all that to say, I get home then around 9 o'clock and celebrate an incredible day. I mean, that is the dream, to get to wake up and basically spend 12 hours broadcasting Notre Dame sports. Both games go to overtime. Notre Dame wins both. Hard to imagine better Saturdays than that. So thanks to Greg for the question. It was a great Saturday. Super fun. And now we're in the month of March. March Madness, really hockey and both basketballs. Anything can happen. So let's see what happens with all these teams. And one more time, thanks again to Coach Shrewsberry for another great season on Wake Up the Echoes, presented by TireRack.com. Until next week, go subscribe, download, like, smash those buttons. We'll talk to you next week right here.